Jesus before Pilate. Are you the king of the Jews? John 18:33-37, Matthew 27:11, Luke 23:3, Mark 15:2. Historical context. Why was this question important? During Jesus' time, Rome controlled Judea, and the Roman governor Pontius Pilate was responsible for keeping order. The Jewish leaders wanted Jesus executed but had no legal power to carry out the death penalty, so they brought him to Pilate, hoping to use Roman law against him. One of the worst crimes in the Roman Empire was treason, claiming to be a king against Caesar. If Jesus openly declared himself king of the Jews, Pilate would have no choice but to crucify him as a political rebel. Why did Jesus answer the way he did? 1. He affirmed his kingship, but not in the way Pilate expected. When Pilate asked, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus responded, "My kingdom is not of this world." John 18:36. This means his authority does not come from earthly power, but from God. He is a king, but not in the way Pilate or the Jewish leaders thought. So he avoided a false charge of rebellion. If Jesus had simply said, "Yes, I am a king," Pilate would have taken it as a threat against Rome. But Jesus clarified that his kingdom is not political, military, or rebellious. It is a divine kingdom, a spiritual reign over those who follow him. 3. He challenged Pilate to see the truth. Jesus said, "For this reason I was born and have come into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me." John 18:37. Pilate, who ruled by force and politics, did not understand this kind of kingship. His famous response was, "What is truth?" John 18:38, showing his doubt and skepticism. How does this apply to today, when many still want an earthly kingdom? Just as the Jewish leaders expected a political Messiah to overthrow Rome, many today follow religious leaders who mix faith with worldly power. They look to popes, pastors, and politicians rather than the true king. Jesus, whose kingdom is built on obedience to God, not earthly control. 2. Jesus' kingdom requires obedience, not just belief. Many claim to follow Jesus but reject his commandments, including the Sabbath and God's feasts. They cling to man-made traditions like Sunday worship, Christmas, and Easter instead of following the true teachings of the Messiah. People still ask, "What is truth?" Pilate's question echoes today as people are lost in false doctrines, sin, and worldly distractions. The world embraces pornography, greed, vanity, addictions, and rebellion against God, choosing to serve the kingdom of Satan rather than submit to the true king, Yeshua. 2 types of people today: those who belong to Jesus' kingdom. They follow the truth and obey God's laws. They reject worldly distractions and false traditions. They walk in righteousness, keeping the commandments. Those who serve the kingdom of this world, they follow man-made traditions and false teachings. They pursue sin, selfish desires, and worldly pleasures. They reject the truth of Yeshua and live for themselves. Will you recognize the true king? Pilate could not understand Jesus' kingdom, and many today still do not. Are you following Jesus as your king, obeying his laws and living by his truth? Or are you still serving the world, rejecting obedience and following false doctrines? Choose today whom you will serve, because Jesus' kingdom is coming, and only those who obey him will enter it.